Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Then and Now podcast. I am your co-host, Captain Diesel, and I am joined with Professor E, King of the Comics, Ethan Murphy, and Lelouch V, aka the Big Black Muffin. Y'all, we are here to discuss PlayStation
No,
State of
no
Play.
one's ever called me that.
I have. There you go. We are here to discuss PlayStation State of Play. We're going to go through some of these trailers and give our thoughts on these games that are coming out, and also maybe have a quick dialogue over, the games of the year potentially, and what goes along with that. But first, the game we have first up is one that I am honestly more excited for after seeing the trailer for it. That being Sorrows,
Yeah,
and this is the
I had
studio's
really
second game, I
no.
believe.
Yeah, I had no pre disposition for it going into the state of play, but after seeing what they did with it, I mean, I'm interested.
I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. Yeah. It does look dope.
But I mean, we can get into this part early because I mean it's something that Charlie brought up before we got started recording. But I don't love how little gameplay we got during this. Like I I want to if I'm going to be spending my money on something, I want to have a full idea of what my experience is going to be like.
Right.
The cinematics are fantastic, the graphics are cool. I've seen plenty of games with like gorgeous graphics, but like I dropped it like 5 seconds after because I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, part of it too, because I feel like this one here, like this is essentially
The
probably the
gameplay
actual
trailer,
gameplay.
Yeah,
That's how I was
this is
yeah,
gonna.
what this is what I want more of. When you reveal a game,
Yeah,
give
this is
me
how it's gonna
5 minutes
look.
of the gameplay. Give me the creative director talking about the game. Like, sell your game to me. Sell me a
Yeah.
product. Don't just give me it's not a movie trailer.
Right. And obviously, sometimes what it is if depending on how early it is in production, they don't have as much gameplay footage. It looks they've done the cutscenes and they look better than actual gameplay footage or maybe a little rocky or whatnot. This clearly is the gameplay footage.
hmm
There's no reality in which won't be controlling things like this. It looks like obviously looks like a mix of Destiny 2 and Outriders, which I know
yeah,
the
yeah.
other
Have
those games.
very Outriders,
And I
very
love how I
Remnant.
love how fast the gameplay is. It's like really
Yeah,
high tempo.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's a pretty clear. Obviously, we can tell what you're gonna get in here. So personally, I prefer third-person shooters to first-person shooters. I know Destiny, all of them are Halo, or they're making huge games. But I like this. I can be able to see myself, use my powers, and see where I'm going. I'm an old man. I get confused very easily. So this works.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think also when I saw the other trailer, I think it showed him like wearing different outfits or something. But you clearly see he has all kinds of powers, which are great. I love that idea too.
Yeah, this should be the
yeah,
standard. To your point, I don't think if you're a game studio and you can't give me 5 minutes of gameplay from your usually 20 hour at bare minimum 10 to 20 hour game, don't show it then until you're ready. But I think when you don't do that, I think it just shows a little bit of fear within a studio of not being confident in their product. When same way we talk about movies, like if I don't see any trailer or anything to do with your game until like 2 months before it comes out, or not 2 months before it comes out. Well, yeah, like 2 months before it comes out,
yeah.
I know you're not confident in that thing, and that doesn't instill confidence in me as somebody that's purchasing it. Oh,
I mean,
that's Buddy,
sometimes
isn't it?
it depends on how far it does depend on how far they are in the production of something. Like I mean, Wolverine. We're gonna watch later on here. I don't think Insomniac isn't confident in that product necessarily.
I don't think they are. After that leak they had, I don't think they're confident in it. No. When they had the alpha leak, so there's been a couple leaks like showing gameplay of it already, and people have people that are unintelligent already were like, "Oh, the game's gonna look terrible because look at this footage, and it's alpha footage." And I'm like, literally, well, I'll talk about that more when we get into it. I won't blow the load and on this talking about
Fair
Wolverine.
enough. Not fair
Yeah,
enough.
I mean,
But
so
this,
on Sorrow specifically, like, what games does this give you? Like, I get a lot of like Mass Effect from this. I get a lot of Remnant from this. I get a lot of. I mean, there's some Destiny in there too, but I feel like this is a little bit like grittier than a Destiny in a good way. Even a little bit of Warframe, like in how the movement is. I can see a bit of that in there, and like how the weapons are utilized.
yeah,
What do you guys think?
I'd agree. A lot of Remnant too. I don't see as much war in combat. I can see a little bit more of the Warframe, but I'm curious to see like what the customization looks like in the variety of weapons they have and how it plays. Then maybe I can give it more Warframe there. But gameplay wise, yeah, I see that. I see Remnant. I see Mass Effect Andromeda to a slight extent. To your point, I'm
Yeah.
excited for this. At least give this a try
Now
and play through
Yeah.
that
this.
that right there is very Destiny.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks very much like obviously it is a third person as opposed to the first person, but the actual overall feel and kind of the design is very much it's a space shooter. It's very much Destiny 2, and I see the Mass Effect even is out right there. It looks like the Mass Effect.
That looks very N7, very N7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it knows what it's doing. It's borrowing from it. It's like good artists borrow, good artists steal. So I get it. Here,
the next quick one we can kind of go through because this is like a minute. The next two are like a minute, 2 minutes long. We can go ahead and knock this one out for my own personal sake. Again, it pisses me off because this game's coming out next year and you're giving me a trailer for this now, and then you revealed the game like a month or two ago. Yeah, I was waiting to get through that. My bad.
But yeah, it's. I mean, they tease games. Like for example, we'll talk about later on, but Team Cherry teased Silk Song, the sequel to Hollow Knight, 7 years before it came out.
And that's something I'm like, is it really productive? Because I feel like if you promote this thing, or you don't even promote it, you just give like a teaser trailer 2 years in advance, people just want to forget about the game until the next thing you release, which is like however long it takes for you to get it out. So how productive was that thing?
I don't think anyone's ever forgotten a game because of. I think there's once the game comes out, people don't forget. People are still aware of it.
No, not when the game. I'm talking, at least for me. When I see a trailer for a game and a trailer came out a year in advance, I forget that game is even in development until I see a trailer for the game like near its release date.
But I mean, so think about this: GTA 6, right? GTA 6, how they revealed that trailer, or what came out a few months ago, right? It's not coming out. The actual game doesn't come out until later on next year sometime.
That's an anomaly, though. That's a very big anomaly.
But it still generated a lot of hype for it. I mean, the hype was still there. Remember, what's it called?
But that's because GTA 6 is going to be like
but these are big games. Big games are going to do that. Like for example, Cyberpunk 2077, they released their trailer for that like I don't know how many years ahead of time because it was obviously CD Projekt Red, and the hype never really died down. People are always still on board for it. Again, going back to Hollow Knight or not going back to Silk Song, for example, that game. People were still like craving it all 7 years. They never stopped craving it for 7 years. So
craving it and knowing it is even, or remember it's existing, I think it's two different things. And I
don't know if you can crave something. If you know something's around, you're gonna crave it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and also I think the ones you picked are very much so outliers because these are one generation defining games. Like, as much as you love or hate Grand Theft Auto, it is a cultural game. Like people of any gaming fan from casual to hardcore, people love and have been waiting on the next Grand Theft Auto 1 because it's been like almost a decade since the last one came out.
But I don't think they bother advertising the games that are too small to matter years ahead of time. Why would they?
Plus, they didn't advertise that game. People just knew that game was coming out because of leaks. They didn't drop an actual trailer for that game until recently.
Which one?
Grand Theft Auto 6.
That was a full trailer. That wasn't a leak. That was a trailer.
Yeah, that came out recently though. That game's coming out. What?
They had their Florida Man trailer in 2024. I did the article on it and everything.
In 2024?
2024.
But the trailer that came out this year, a few months back,
yeah, that was like a full reveal. Yeah.
But that was for more than a year. They knew it was going to be for a full year after that. I mean, I'm saying I don't think it's as much of an outlier as you make it sound. I mean, I think it is strategic. It actually it tends to work. People do get these games.
I mean, E3, like there is never a game I wouldn't say never, but there are so many games that were announced at E3 like years in advance. Yeah. So like I don't think it is necessarily an outlier, but I don't always think that it's a positive thing.
Yeah, it may not be the best thing, but
let me ask you this: when those trailers announce, are you putting money aside right then and there for that game? Are you planning to? So I'm like, what's the purpose? If his purpose is just to put it on the radar, you would argue, at least in my opinion, let's say I have a game coming out and it's GTA 6, and I reveal, hey, GTA 6 is coming out in 6 months. People are going to be just as excited. People are going to get just as hyped, probably even more so because it's right around the corner. And now you're going to look into saving money and putting money away for that game because it's right around the corner. Especially if when I release this game, I'm also releasing the pre-order for it. So I'm allowing you to purchase this game right now.
So here's the earlier topic that we covered, like word of mouth, like getting that initial bug in people's ear early and getting people to talk about it and be raving about it for months to years ahead of time. That does contribute to like the actual sales of it in the end. Like absolutely.
Do you feel like 6 months isn't enough to get that going though?
Well, not as well. Also, I don't know. Well, 6 months is not. I mean, part of you got to remember this too, Charlie. Games cost money, so people don't want to start saving up for money saving up for a game a week ahead of time or a month at a time. Some of
Right.
them would prefer a full year. I mean, it's planning does matter to people. People actually want to kind of also it's a matter of people may not have any idea of a game coming out. When they see a trailer for the year ahead of time, they start investing their time and effort into looking into it also. So as soon as you actually have a product that people actually can do some research on, of course they're going to reveal something. Like Otis said, building the hype as fast and as early as possible isn't usually a bad thing.
I think it's kind of productive, but that's just me though. That's just where I'm at with
If,
it.
if it was that kind of productive, they wouldn't keep doing it.
I mean, we said it about them turning out, trequels and requels and whatever it may be, but they're gonna make money at the end of the day. Until they lose money.
That's something different.
I mean, a completely new IP that no one's ever heard of. If you only drop your trailer for it like right before it releases, no one's gonna care.
No one's gonna care. So what is this?
With those games, they're usually not dropping like games like that. They're usually dropping gameplay trailers where they're showing you what the game looks like. Though I'm talking, what my issue is showing and revealing a game with no information around the game. You're just showing me a cinematic trailer for this game. If it's something like again, I think like this Wolverine game, when we get into the trailer for this, where I'm only seeing cinematic cutscenes, a finisher here and there, I'm not seeing any in-depth gameplay of what this game's gonna look like. What is the purpose of this thing? You're just telling me it's coming out. Especially when I'm not getting any new information. I'm just seeing what I've already seen beforehand.
But it did its job. It generated hype. People were excited about it. I know you prefer gameplay. I heard that comment a couple of times, but it actually does show some gameplay. It's not extensive. It does show some, and it does show the actual graphic. Also, it's like, yeah, we didn't forget. The game still exists. Here it is. It's real. It's legit. You can touch it. Well, not touch it, but it's here. It's actually tangible.
Would you argue with getting any more hype though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
people already hyped for it. People saw whole alpha footage for it. I don't see any. I don't see people getting any more. The only thing I see people getting excited for is like
there was no real hype for the people. No one was hyped for it until it existed. Really, people were like, it doesn't even exist. What's going on here? Like you said yourself, people are like, has it been canceled? What's going on? There's a controversy.
No, that alpha footage went everywhere, and that shit got leaked.
But I'm saying like there's to see an actual finished, deliberate trailer. Of course, it's irresponsible, like Otis said, to not release things when you can to try to generate some hype, to generate some interest. That does matter. It does.
Fair enough. Next game on the docket is one that another one that I'm probably more excited for because I've been seeing gameplay and things for this over the last couple of years. Because I didn't think, to your point, I didn't think this game was coming out. I didn't know what was going on with this game. I thought it got canceled for the longest time until this trailer that came out recently, being Crimson Desert.
It's been years.
And this is definitely a Diesel game. Open world. I don't know if it's an RPG just yet. I see some articles on it that came out about it.
It has some, because like, he has different mechanics, different outfits, different power moves. He has different magic and everything. So there's probably some RPG elements.
Yeah, I don't think there's a fantasy game that comes out that doesn't have RPG in it. If you do, I think you actually hurt your franchise.
Agreed.
My biggest wish is that bare minimum let me change his face. Like,
customizing.
Yeah, I want to. When I'm playing a game like this, I would like for my characters to look like me. I don't have anything against playing as middle-aged white man, but I like to make a character kind of resemble me a little bit in a game like this.
So I get that too, but I guess the idea is if you are playing this this story, you're playing this character specific, like obviously Kratos or Geralt in The Witcher. If that's the idea, then obviously or Jin in Ghost of Tsushima.
If it's that type of game, yes. I don't know if this is that type of game. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because if it's like, again, because you can still do something like Mass Effect where you had an entire story based around the character itself, but because you're in space, the way you look isn't really integral to the story itself.
No, I feel you.
I think it's another game like that. In a fantasy game, I don't think what you look like or your race is going to really matter unless you're like an elf or some shit like that.
Right, or even with what's that D&D Baldur's Gate, right? That's the whole point. Is your race and everything matters to the nth degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm never gonna play this. Like, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I think that conceptually it should be fun, but
have you seen the gameplay for it?
I've seen some of it.
They have whole like 10-minute reels of just gameplay footage.
I don't care. The world doesn't seem like necessarily unique and makes me like draw into this. Like the gameplay seems solid. If it looks like another Soulsborne-esque game, which isn't a bad thing to be, I just don't have any interest in playing those anymore.
Right.
It's been Onimusha.
It's been kind of saturated. I'll give you that. I feel like we've gotten so many fantasy games. And then we have Fable coming around the corner too. That's already been announced. There's like even more.
When it comes to those, the multiplayer aspect is what like draws me in, like, and the customization. Like, basically make it a looter fantasy. Like, if it's not that, I'm not gonna waste my time.
I'm a single player nigga myself. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, I'm that's
I don't
that's
have time for
the one
single
for me.
players anymore, really. Like, I'm gonna do make time for Yote because I mean the first one was phenomenal. I'll make time for this because I mean Insomniac doesn't really mess with their superhero as games. But do I need more of those in my life? No, I don't care.
Yeah.
I feel like I can pace them out a little bit better for me. I can stop and pick it up whenever there's no sense of FOMO with the game.
If there's no FOMO in it for me, I'm not gonna play it. If I'm not gonna be able to actually like interact with my friends while doing it, because that's what gaming is for me at this point. Like gaming is like the new club or the new like outside. Like that's where I connect with the people that I actually want to talk to.
Yeah, actually hang with people. Yeah. Exactly.
If it doesn't have that communal aspect to me in the game anymore, I'm not gonna waste my money on it. I'll watch it. Like I'll watch walkthroughs. I'll watch streams of it.
Wait, why are we watching this trailer? Talking.
This is the one that is there another one that they released? This is the one that released. This is the one that they showed during State of Play. Like
that's not the one I watched. It's actually actual just trailer. This is them talking. You just type in Wolverine trailer.
I also picked this one just because we got more context in this, but let me look up the actual the little teaser trailer they dropped.
Yeah, so don't see this thing. This is it. I think it is.
Yeah,
this is
it.
Yeah. So that's not. I'm telling you, some of that actually is gameplay. That's not, or it's a cutscenes with the gameplay.
It's a little cinematic gameplay. I get it. I don't see,
so
but
I
I don't see
be
any.
Real on this. I don't like his face.
I don't either.
I mean, that's closer that he looks in the comics. He's not a pretty boy. He's not Hugh Jackman, obviously.
I don't need to be Hugh Jackman, but like, give me that grizzled, like whoever this is. I'm gonna make sure he's facing the opposite way the entire time.
I mean,
like,
he will be
away from me. I don't want to see your face.
And I understand they want to like have the mocap thing really bad, like doing their game, their God of War thing. But I'm like, would it have been impossible to have Steve Blum come out to do this? Like,
yes,
he was right there.
That's who should have been
the voice of this. I don't like the Liam.
Hot take, I guess. I think Steve Blum was fine, I guess, and Wolverine in the X-Men, but I prefer the Wolverine from obviously X-Men '97 and the X-Men show. Steve Blum is.
This is nowhere near that to me, though. I feel like Steve Blum's the closest thing you'll get to that.
Steve Blum was literally for the kiddiest version of the X-Men. He was for the X-Men and the X-Men. Wolverine and the X-Men show.
That was the kiddiest version of you?
Wait, X-Men? You think X-Men '97 is kiddier than that?
Yes. Then what was going on in that show?
Wait a minute.
Well,
X-Men '97.
97. No.
Like now again, that's the same voice actor.
But that shit wasn't kiddie though. That shit was kind of crazy.
That was the same voice actor that was in '97 that was in the originals too.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yes.
Wolverine and the X-Men. The artwork is meant to be. They're literally teenagers. They're literally dancing around a lot. It's meant to be a more teen-centric show as far as like
artwork is. Yeah, the artwork is maybe kiddie to you, but like the story was not kiddie whatsoever. That shit was dark as fuck.
The story wasn't kiddie, but I'm saying the vibe, the show. I'm saying the vibe the show had was not.
When was the last time you had to go back and rewatch that show? Because that shit, because I rewatched it recently for the channel for react to it. That shit was dark as fuck.
And you watched X-Men '97. The actual themes, the actual people that the bodies got clapped. That wasn't kiddie either.
It started off with the expansion exploding.
And like damn near
so
niggas
did
dying.
X-Men '97 with actually comes out in the heels of Professor Xavier of them losing their mentor, and then of course getting into the whole idea of racial of mutant rights, having to go court the trial of that.
It's damn near the same. It's the same show, damn near. That's what we're saying. It's not kiddie.
I just don't think Steve Blum's voice goes as hard as the voice actor does in X-Men '97. I really don't.
See that thing. I was like trying to figure out where you were going because it's not. If you don't like Steve Blum's voice, I get that. But that shit.
I do like his voice. He's great as he's obviously Spike. He is Spike Spiegel
as Wolverine is what I'm saying.
It doesn't hit for me as Wolverine as much. He's not bad. It
When
doesn't hit for
Steve
me as
Blum
much.
says I'm the best at what I do and what I do isn't
Yes.
very nice, like that hits every time I hear it.
He
Every
is the
time.
quintessential Wolverine for me, even more so than the X-Men 97 voice to me.
But
personally.
again, for me, I
think
grew
it's
up
an age gap, though.
before 97 came out. I watched the original X-Men for years before they had X-Men, the Wolverine and the X-Men, right? So it's a
Yeah.
different thing. Or
So
I
even
understand.
what's the other
I
one?
understand it's the nostalgia. I understand that. I understand.
What's the one before that? But before the one before Wolverine and the X-Men, there was another show too.
X-Men Evolution,
X-Men Evolution, right? There's that show
Evolution.
too.
and Blum,
He
Steve
was
Blum was the
good.
voice there. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was Steve Blum actually.
Yeah, Steve Blum
It
in that as
was.
well. But that one didn't hit. Again, that didn't hit as hard for me as I saw the original.
That was Kitty. That was the Kitty one that you're
Mhm.
thinking about. That was really Kitty. There were teens literally dancing
Yeah.
around and
Yeah, yeah.
those stakes
Actually,
were
I think you're
high.
right. I think that's why I was because he's the voice for both of them.
Yeah,
I was conflating the two of them. Yeah,
yeah,
the
because
two-
like
I saw-
Wolverine and X-Men, nah, like
I have seen
again,
that's Emma Frost is kind of a large part
Yeah,
of the.
she's yeah.
I
Yeah,
have seen part of that too. I can't remember.
They
what
like
the
came
details
back to get her. They had to like beg her to join, and it was
Yeah.
a whole thing. But
But yeah, no,
yeah,
it's
I'll say all that to say, like, at least for me, there had like over the last like decade plus, he is the Wolverine in my head when I hear or read comics.
yeah,
of
like
course, because for you, it is nostalgia. You grew up watching those X-Men shows. Yeah.
I watched
then,
them all
like,
actually.
like-
I watched them at the same time because they were all on Nick XD would like show it was Nicktoons and there was like a teen Nick thing they had where they would show reruns of all of them. So I watched them all at the same time.
yeah,
I just personally thought the originals. I thought a lot of his delivery was kind of flat to me.
Again,
I agree.
generational. I disagree.
Again, personal thing. I
It's
didn't see it as a
preference.
kid. I
It's
saw
a
it as a
preference,
teenager.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now again, we spent the entire time talking about that as opposed to
not
the
the
actual
game.
trailer.
So-
There wasn't much
Welcome
to
to
talk
the show.
about.
That's us. That is us to a T.
when it comes to the game, like again, I'm gonna play it because of the track record that they have.
Yeah.
But like nothing that they have shown about this game makes me excited for the game. Nothing.
I mean, I
Nothing's-
disagree with that. I was the fact that it looks literally it's a hard R. That actually is violence. The stabbing is there. The blood and all that kind of viscera looks good.
I've seen it
I'm
before.
here
That's
for
not. It didn't do a lot to separate itself from the so at least to this point the best Wolverine game we've gotten.
Which is
outside
what?
of the fact that the
What,
Wolverine
what do you think is the best Wolverine game we got?
the
Wolverine
X-Men
Origins.
Origins Wolverine game, the X-Men
Yeah.
Origins game.
I agree.
Outside of like the updated graphics, obviously, and like it looks beautiful. Like I'm glad that people that were critical of the game seeing the alpha footage can shut the fuck up now because we see what it looks like polished. Like Madripoor looks amazing, Canada looks amazing, but I want to see more of what he can do in the game. Like I found it very weird that they didn't show like him getting blown up or like because that was one thing I loved about the original X-Men Origins game is that when he would get shot or blown up, he'd be down to like the fucking skeleton. You could see the stuff he built. We only saw like his cheek get rehealed in a cinematic scene, and I'm like, you could have. I think there's just a lot more they could have showed. And
y'all want them. Y'all want a lot. I get that. Y'all want a lot.
I know they
I'm
have it
happy.
because in the trailer you didn't watch the OG, like the one that went live. The voice actor said that he played like a literal demo, and he thought it was amazing from the demo. So I'm like, if you have a working demo,
Yeah.
that was 5 minutes of that demo.
I feel I don't think it's going to hurt their sales. I'm pretty sure everyone will still go out and buy this game that wants this game. I think they're fine. But if you want to see more actual gameplay footage, I feel you. It's fair. That's fair.
Because they did it with Spider-Man. That's the weird thing to me. They did it with Spider-Man. Remember,
I don't know what the
Spider-Man
first
was the first game I
trailer.
ever pre-ordered because I saw the gameplay trailer for where they showed that.
When was the
State of Play.
first? When was the reveal trailer for the first one, the OG one?
It wasn't at State of Play. It was at one of the Sony. I can't remember the name of the other one was, or maybe it was at the Game of the Year Awards. I can't remember. It was one of the events that Sony had going on where they revealed it.
But it showed a lot of gameplay.
And the
footage from,
sequence they
the original
showed
trailer.
initially was like the sequence of him going to fight Kingpin in the beginning. He was like swinging through the building of like that the plane chasing him around. And that was like the initial thing that you saw. And I remember that was the first game I ever pre-ordered as an adult with my own money because I saw that and I was like, oh, this looks sick. I want to play this. I don't want to. Again, I think maybe it's a generational gap again, but I just have higher standards of what I expect from studios now because, especially with something that's AAA now, where this game's going to be damn near $80. I'm like, show me something. Give me a reason.
That's a whole other thing. I mean, we're running long on time again. But it just briefly, I just wanted to say that I agree. The whole $80 being charged, again, that's going in a way back to our original topic we had earlier today, talking about word of mouth. Like you're not gonna waste going to the movies to spend a whole bunch of money and time on something that could be bad. No, spending that much money on a video games can be bad without seeing actual gameplay footage. I think it's bizarrely enough,
Same
it's
concept.
that similar. For Charlie, the games are what it is for the movies for most other people. Yeah,
Yeah. So
That's
give me
fair.
that. Give me some game. I need
That's
some
fair.
game before I buy the game.
That's
But
fair.
the best game that was revealed we didn't go over being Flight Simulator 2024.
No, Nah, that's fine. But yeah, are there that's garbage. Are there any other thoughts y'all have before we head on out?
I mean, Neo 3.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Neo 3. Well, we can look at that real quick if you want
Yeah,
to.
but again, that's a game that got pushed back not a year, but it was a while because they had an
Basically.
announcement trailer forever ago. They finally
It was
revealed
supposed to be in September of this year.
It's supposed to come out this year, and they pushed it back to 2026 sometime. So
I will
I believe
say
it was February.
to give them some grace, we are in this unique scenario where it's been publicly documented that every publisher and every studio is scared of the boogeyman of GTA 6. Nobody wants to drop their game anywhere near the release date of GTA 6. Like
That's fair.
studios have like pushed their shit back, move their shit forward because they know when that game drops, nothing else is going to sell because everybody's spending all their money on GTA 6.
well, it's been dominated things
I hate
for a
the
while.
franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
Say
also
what?
with the other
They said
elephant in the
except for
room.
me because I hate the franchise.
Yeah, I'm not getting it myself, but I know it's obviously very popular. The other thing too is that when we'd be remiss not to at least mention how Silk Song when it came out a little over a
Oh
week
yeah,
ago, how it
people were
changed.
dodging that one too.
Because that one was $20, full price, brand new, $20, and it literally crashed. So many actual downloads like Steam and PS5 and Switch. It crashed for like 2 hours because everyone's downloading it that much. And already in the first week or so, it made like $5 million or 5 million copies. So it's something crazy. And every developer out there is so fuming mad because they want to charge, like Dev just said, Charlie just said, they want to charge $80 or more for a game, and then somebody else is like, no, we can just charge you $20 for a full game and you'd be happy.
And it will be better.
And it'd be much better. So
And there's some games like that came out this year. That's the one reason I'm glad I built my PCs because I got to try a lot more games like that. Like shout out to South of Midnight was a beautiful game that brought tears to my eyes.
Great soundtrack.
Expedition 33 was another one. Like these games are
Game of the
just these are beautiful games that were only like you said up to at max. I think Expedition 30 was $40. I think.
yeah,
at
first
max.
came when it first dropped. So yeah, it's gone down to $30 now.
Yeah, and if you had Game Pass, it dropped on Game Pass, so you could go buy it on Game Pass and play for free, like the $10 you pay for Game Pass, the $9.99.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of games like that.
But it's such a show that you can also the standards. You can have standards for your product, release it finished and good, and people will still pay. People will pay for it. But if you put something out there that needs so many patches before it even runs at all or crashes or needs a whole bunch of like in-game currency, not kind of like have to buy things, pay to play. Everyone said this
To be
before.
fair, that's usually only issue multiplayer games too often. I don't see too many outside of like Cyberpunk. I don't see too many single player games releasing like that. That need 15 patches to run.
No. Usually it is the multiplayer games. Yeah.
But sure. Any other closing sentiments before we get up out of here? I know we like hardcore ranted, but maybe it's just what people enjoy us talking shit and ranting.
That's have you watched our show ever?
I mean, a lot of great titles, some returning ones, Dynasty Warriors coming back remastered. One of my personal old school favorites is Final Fantasy Tactics that's coming back. I'm excited to see that. Battlefield 6 looks pretty good. Like that's a shooter that I actually may spend a little bit of time back in again because it's damn sure not gonna be Call of Duty.
All my friends are making me buy that game.
We'll see how it looks. The trailer that they gave me didn't entice me to want to spend my money on it. But
for Battlefield?
No, for Halloween.
Oh yeah, my bad. I was talking about the Battlefield. My bad. Continue. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. Last Epoch looks pretty good. That's another Diablo style game there, and I'm usually big into those. I mean, looter fantasy usually just really hits for me. Trying to think anything else that super stands out. And Wolverine put a big target on its back. It has to perform at this point. It has to perform. If it's not at least an 8, Insomniac is gonna take some hits.
They've always delivered. They don't just do Spider-Man games; they do other games too, and they've always delivered. So,
yeah, I'm curious. Again, at least from my end, I think Spider-Man was unique because the biggest allure and thing that they did really well with that was the transportation for it and like the swinging for it. Like they revolutionized the swing. Because combat was also very fun. I'm curious to see like what they do with Wolverine because he's not the most mobile person when it comes to traversing. I'd assume they're gonna have a motorcycle for him to ride around in certain areas. So I'm curious like how that's gonna work, especially if you're gonna have these mini open world areas, like how he's gonna traverse it or how that's gonna. I don't know. I'm interested to see what that looks like once we get actual gameplay. But I'm interested still. They have not done anything to sully their reputation in regards to being a studio that can make great stuff happen. And if they I will say this. I'll say this early now. If Wolverine ends up being a hit, nigga, I need a Hulk game. I need them to fucking fix the legacy and give me a good, Incredible Hulk game. I need that. I need that. Outside of that, Halloween will probably be bought just because it's gonna be fun to play with friends. I've wanted to have a horror game to play with friends like that for a while now. And I think that'll be dope. I'll get enough people to play that for a little bit, at least for content at bare minimum. And Crimson Desert will probably be bought depending on what my money's looking like at that point in time and what else is coming out at that point in time. If it's if it's a light drop season when that game comes out, I'll probably pick it up. If it's some games that drop that I'm looking forward to, it may wait a little bit longer. Neo 3 was never. I didn't play Neo 1 or 2, so I'm not really as locked in for that. And there's not too many other games that came out on the state of play that really grabbed my attention. Yeah, this is it for me. It was really just like a 2 gamer for me, or 3 game. Well, 4. I'll say 4. Because Soros will probably be bought, especially if it's co-op. If it's co-op, I'll probably drag you niggas into buying that so we can play that because I know we had fun playing Remnant 2.
We had to cram in the entire review on these games at the end of the show because we didn't talk about them during the actual times we were watching the trailers as well. I'm good. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah. I'm good. I'm happy. I ain't got no closing remarks. Steve Blum, you're a good dude. You're fine. You're a fine dude.
Don't believe this nigga. He know he hates you. Come on now. He talk shit about your name, man. Fuck this man.
I love space.
We know who you are, buddy.
I love space people.
We got him.
We got him in 4K, y'all.
One thing, I ain't in 4K. you ain't got nobody. You ain't got nobody.
This has been another episode of the Then Out Podcast. Everybody remember, forever and always. Oh, wait.
On the button?
You're listening to the Then and Now podcast.
I had it muted. I fucked up. We good, y'all. Be good people.